Good morning, kids. Mr. Wyatt here again for another episode of Socially Distant Sunday School. And instead of being at the church this week, I'm back in my front yard. And this morning I wanted to show you one of my favorite things at my house. And it's right out here in my front yard. It's this big, beautiful mango tree behind me. And you can even see right here, the first mango of the year has finally popped up on the tree. And I love having a mango tree in my front yard because my favorite fruit is, you guessed it, a mango. So instead of having to go to the store to get a mango, I can just walk right out here in my front yard and pick one off the tree. But as I walked out here to grab a mango this morning, the mango tree reminded me of our Bible lesson for today. In the book of James, chapter 2, James says some really serious things about how Christians should live their life. And I wanted to read that verse for you this morning. All right, so our Bible lesson for today comes from the book of James, chapter 2, verses 14 through 17. And it says, "My brothers and sisters, what good is it if people say they have faith but do nothing to show it? Imagine another brother or sister who doesn't have any clothes and never has enough food to eat. What if one of you said, 'Go in peace, stay warm, have a nice meal'? What good is it if you don't actually give them what their body needs? In the same way, faith is dead when it doesn't result in faithful actions." So as I was thinking about this verse this morning and I walked out here to pick a mango off of the tree behind me, I thought about how in the Bible there's a lot of times where it compares our faith to a tree that has fruit on it. And I looked at this big mango tree and I thought about how most of the year there's no mangoes hanging from it. And when it's not mango season, the tree looks like just every other big tree in my neighborhood. And if someone came up to me and whenever the tree didn't have any mangoes on it and asked me to prove that this was a mango tree, I wouldn't have a very easy time proving that it's a mango tree to them. Because just because we know that it's a mango tree on the inside, the only way that we really know that it's a mango tree is by seeing the fruit of mangoes that comes from this tree. And this is kind of like our faith. We want other people to learn about Jesus too, so that they can have a relationship with him and know the love and grace of God through him. But sometimes we just believe that in our heart on the inside, and we don't always talk about it to other people. We don't always act out in the world like we want people to know that about Jesus. And that's kind of like whenever we don't act on our faith, that's kind of like whenever the mango tree doesn't have any mangoes on it. No one else can really tell that I'm a Christian just because I believe it on the inside. The way that people know about my faith and the way that people come to know more about Jesus is through us, through the way that we treat them, and through the fruit of faith that comes from our lives, the fruits of love that we show to other people, and kindness that we share with everyone, and the way that we are joyful even when life might be difficult. These are the types of fruits that come from our faith. And that's the type of actions that James is saying we have to take as Christians in order to show the world through our actions that the faith we have inside of us can change our lives. We want to show the world through our actions, just like this mango tree shows with the mangoes hanging from it, just how good God is and just how much God loves all of us. And in this verse in James this week, James even gave the example of feeding hungry people as a great way to show the fruit of God's love in our lives. And right now, because of the virus, unfortunately, there are a lot of people who don't have their jobs that they normally would have. They're not able to work, and that means they're not able to feed their family like they were able to before. And this is something that breaks God's heart. And this is something that should break our heart too as Christians. But we should also reach out to those people with love and help give them the things that they need, like food and clothes. So this week I want to give a challenge to everyone, not just the kids. I want to give a challenge to the parents and to the adults who are watching this church service. We want to help feed the hungry people in our community right around us right now in this time where they really, really need our help. So this week, I want you all to either go through your pantry at home or go to the store, make a special trip at the store to collect some canned food that we can give to places that help people who are in need in our community. So this week, all I want you to do is collect the food, whether that's going through your pantry or going to the store. I want you to get the food all together that you want to donate. And next Sunday in our socially distanced Sunday school, I'll give you instructions on how you can bring those canned foods to the church so that we can be a blessing to people in need in our community right now. So I hope you all take this challenge, go out and get some canned goods, and I hope you come back next week to learn how you can donate those through the church in order to help people in need in our community right now. And I can't wait to see you next week. Bye.